All right, so yesterday we left off where I had come back to Arizona, and I ended up getting an offer to stay in the truck. My wife's cousin offered me the ability to stay in his truck, and I was very grateful for that because I didn't have any shelter at the time. One of the things humans need is shelter. Obviously, it's a very special thing to have. We take it for granted all the time, especially when things are going really well. We're making really good money. We have a place to stay, and we just take it for granted, you know. But when you're homeless for a long period of time, shelter, you realize just how special and important that really is. So, and I considered the truck as shelter. So I did end up moving into the truck. I ended up staying in there. I was happy to do that too because I'd be closer to my daughter at that point. So I knew that I could see her more often, and I did. And I saw her pretty much every day, almost after school. So that was really cool to be able to do that after not seeing her for 6 months. And so the thing about anyone who stays in a car in Arizona, or in this kind of hot temperatures out here, if you live in a truck or if you live in a car, it's nearly impossible to stay in that vehicle during the daytime because it gets too hot. It just becomes like an oven inside the vehicle. So I'd have to, as soon as the sun would get, it was about, I'd say 8 or 9 o'clock, it was just too much to handle. I had to leave. Otherwise, you could die in a situation like that. And then I ended up having to come back to it, late at night once it got dark. I could deal with that because the sun wasn't beating down on the vehicle, and I did have to come up with little things to do, like, for example, for a bathroom, for something. I had to get bottles to urinate in, and I had to get like 5 of them, and then I would empty them every day, and I would just reuse those for that. Obviously, for when you gotta use the restroom for other purposes, you gotta go to like a you got to find bathrooms, like restaurants have them, some restaurants, but you got to just not make yourself obvious. You go there, use the restroom, you leave. That's it. Or some other stores have restrooms you can use. I try to keep myself as clean as possible. Showers was still a problem at the time. You can't really. You can't. It's not easy to showers when you're homeless. Is just not easy. It's just not easy. Taking one shower is like a luxury. It's a luxury. To have a shower when you're homeless is a luxury. So pretty much bird baths. You gotta do bird baths. You gotta go and real quickly wash yourself up in a bathroom somewhere, and even like shaving, things like that. I mean, becomes real difficult. You have to, but you can do it. You can go somewhere and shave if you do it fast enough. Cleaning your body. With the soap and water. You got to do that. And one thing I did when I was in the truck when it would get real hot, like at night, is I would fold up like pieces of print paper, like for printing. From a printer. I would fold up like 2 of those, and I would use that as a fan. And I would literally have to fan myself like every, probably I'd say 25 minutes, just to keep my body temperature to a level that didn't become life threatening. So and that did work. It did work at nighttime. But it gets, like I said, over here in Arizona, it can get 118. 118 degrees outside. It can get really hot during the summertime, and it can also get really cold to a degree during the wintertime. I mean, so you get both here, but just like anywhere, the hot season and the cold season. But some tips I wanted to give really quick about being homeless. If you're gonna be homeless, the key that people need to remember is less is more. The least amount of things you have on you, but the most efficient things that you have on you, that's the way to go. You don't want to have luggage. You don't want to have backpacks. You don't want to have tons of things to carry around, shopping carts and all that. I see people do it all the time. I never understand it because you don't want to do that. It draws attention. The police don't like backpacks very much because they don't know what's in it sometimes, and with the whole terrorism thing and all that exists around the world, they don't know if somebody's got a backpack. They don't know what's in it. It looks suspicious. So the backpack thing, a lot of homeless people think, well, I'll just throw a backpack on and that'll be the way to go. Not necessarily. I know I personally did that in the beginning. I had a backpack and I would get stopped all the time by the police when you have a backpack on because, like I said, it looks really suspicious and they already assume you're homeless if you got a backpack on and you're like over the age of 25. It just, they know what's going on. So what I recommend people do, and this is what I started to do. Like I said, you guys can learn this right away. I had to learn it through the experience, but carrying two, I would say, doubling up on grocery bags. So you have two bags in one hand, two bags in the other. That's pretty much all you need. You got to fit everything that you use has to go into those bags. So basically, two grocery bags, double bags, is enough to carry around with you. But you actually don't even want to carry that with you. What you want to do is you want to stash those bags somewhere, and it just has to have all your essentials in them.